Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you. Myself Neha Gupta, your mentor for current affairs. I hope all of you are ready and enthusiastic to learn something new in this video. So I hope I am clearly audible and visible to all of you, and if this is the right thing then please let me know, and if there is any technical glitch you can also tell me about it. Please do let me know whether I am clearly audible to all of you or not. Okay, so I have got the response. Everything is okay. So let's begin today's class, which is going to be really, really, very interesting and at the same time important. I hope guys you have heard about the crash course of ours. I have myself informed you many times in my sessions also. So in this course, you will not only get the course, but you will also get the mentorship sessions for personalized guidance as well as problem redress. Okay, and you will definitely get the sessions and everything that are required for you to clear the RBI Grade B examination. One more thing, you must be aware about our application. So let's quickly begin with question number 1. Okay. So guys, as you can clearly see that this particular scheme is very, very important, because in the previous session of April and in this session, I have one question from this particular scheme. Okay. And in this particular session, we have two questions from this scheme. So this scheme is very, very important. So please cover the scheme thoroughly. Now, what is the new coverage ceiling under the Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises for a single borrower? So here guys, the right answer is 5 crore. Earlier it was 2 crore, but now it has been enhanced to 5 crore. The next question is from the same scheme, and after covering this question, I'm going to tell you the scheme in detail. What is the maximum percentage of guarantee given by the government under the Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises for loans up to rupees 5 lakh taken by women SC entrepreneurs? So here guys, the right answer is 85%. Okay. Now let's understand the scheme so that you can comprehend this question in a better manner. First of all, this credit guarantee scheme for micro and small enterprises has been revamped with effect from 1st April 2023. This you must have covered. One more thing, that in the budget, it was announced that 9,000 crore rupees will be infused into this scheme. But as of March 30, 2023, rupees 8,000 crores were infused. This, I guess, we have talked in the previous sessions. Now, reduction of annual guaranteed fee for loans. Okay, so for loans up to rupees 1 crore, the annual guarantee fee that the agencies must have to pay has been reduced from 2% to 0.37% per annum. Okay, so this 0.3% per annum fees will be levied on rupees 1 crore loan. ठीक है, अब ये कम कर दी गई है. दैट मीन्स दैट नाउ द कॉस्ट ऑफ लोन्स फॉर द MSME borrowers will be reduced. The next revamping or the next change that has been done is on the limit on ceiling for guarantees. This means that earlier the government used to cover the loans of up to rupees 2 crores only, but now the government is going to give guarantee to the banks for loans up to 5 crores. ठीक है. Then legal proceedings. It will not require any legal you can say legal trial for the settlement of claims in respect to guarantees for loans outstanding up to rupees 10 lakh. This means that for the loans which are up to 10 lakh, there would not be any legal proceedings required for the settlement of claims. Okay. Now here we have the next thing, and this is guys the maximum extent of guarantee coverage which the government gives. So here for the micro enterprises, if any micro enterprise has taken a loan of up to rupees 5 lakh, then out of this 5 lakh rupees, 85% of the amount is guaranteed by the government of India. Okay, that means if this micro enterprises micro enterprise fails to make the payment back to the bank, 85% of this amount will be paid by the government to the bank. Rest 15% will be the risk of the bank itself. Then if the loan is between 5 lakh to 50 lakh, 75% would be covered. And if the loan is between 50 lakh to 500 lakh, then the amount up to 75% would be covered. Next category here is MSMEs located in the northeastern region, Sikkim, UT of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. So here 80% of the amount is covered by the government of India, and for the loans up to 50 to 500 lakh, 75% coverage is given. For women entrepreneurs, SCSTs, MSMEs located in aspirational districts, 112 aspirational districts are identified in NITI Aayog. ZEZ certified MSCs, person with disability, MSc promoted by the Agniveers. For them, 85% guarantee will be given by the government for loans up from 5 lakh to 500 lakh. Okay, in all the amount categories, the percentage of guarantee given by the government is 85%. Then all categories of borrowers other than these categories, the percentage of coverage is 75%. Okay, I hope that this much is clear to you. Now let's move on to the next question. Where is the Bhavnapadu port located? So here guys, Andhra Pradesh is the right answer. Recently its name was changed from Bhavnapadu port to Mullapeta port, and this particular port is located in Srikakulam district of Andhra Pradesh. Central Armed Police Forces has signed an MOU with the Ministry of Home Affairs and Staff Selection Commission to conduct the defense exams in 13 local languages other than Hindi and English. The new arrangement will be effective from which date? So here guys, the right answer is option D, January 1st, 2024. Now, apart from this, we are talking about the Central Armed Police Forces. So you must know a basic fact about this particular defense force. So here guys, the very first fact is that it is operating under the aegis of Ministry of Home Affairs. Second point is that it has 7 units within itself. Okay, so it administers a total of 7 units. And which 7 units are these? So first category of units is border guarding force. So Assam Rifles, Border Security Force, Indo-Tibetan Border Police and Sahastra Seema Bal. These are the 4 forces under the Central Armed Police Forces which are located on the border and they protect our borders. Then we have forces for internal security, Central Industrial Security Force and the Central Reserve Police Force, that is CRPF. And a very prominent example of CF being deployed is on the metro stations. The police officials or the army uniform wearing officials are basically the CRPF officials. Then we have special task force, which is the National Security Guard. So these are the total 7 forces within the ambit of the Central Armed Police Forces. ठीक है, बहुत ही basic fact. I hope all of you are aware of this, and if you were not aware of that fact, by now you know that which forces are under the Central Armed Police Forces and how many forces are there. Next question is, which country launched its first operational Earth observation satellite named Taifa-1? So guys, it is Kenya. Which bank has completed its first blockchain-enabled letter of credit transaction on Contour for its client Cummins India Limited, a diversified industrials manufacturing company? Okay. So here guys, City India is the right answer. So it is the first time that a letter of credit transaction, a letter of credit has been issued by the City India Bank on a blockchain platform. Okay? So that is the meaning of this entire news, and I hope this helps you remember the news better. It is the first time that a letter of credit has been issued on a blockchain platform. You must have heard about the e-bank guarantees. Now we have the letter of credit digitally being issued, and that too on the blockchain platform. Moving ahead, how much is the Forex reserves of India for the week ended April 7th? So here 584 billion US dollar is the right answer. Now you must know this fact that this news has become old. So obviously changes in the Forex would be there, and the recent amount should be remembered by you. So what you can do is the last week of June 2023, in that week what was the forex position. If you can remember that, then this would be a very good thing for all of you. Why I'm saying this, you must be bewildered by this fact that forex is changes every time with the change in the exchange rate and with the change in the RBI's operation. ठीक है, कुछ भी करती है RBI, then forex में change आ जाता है. So why do we need to remember the forex reserve of RBI? The reason behind this is that this is RBI's examination. So you should be aware of everything that RBI does. ठीक है. One more thing, can anyone tell me that what are the components in the forex reserves? Please tell me the components of forex. Okay, so let me tell you, first is gold, second is the foreign currency, and in India we secure dollar. Third is our special drawing rights, and fourth is the reserve tranche. And let me remind you that both of these assets lie with the IMF. Okay, and I hope all of you are aware about what the special drawing rights are and what is a reserve tranche. And if you are not aware about it, go to the static GK course in your course and watch the video on IMF. Okay, so there these two concepts have been explained in detail, so it will help you understand the role of these two things. Moving ahead, when is the World Voice Day celebrated? So it is April 16. Your voice matters is the theme. When is World Hemophilia Day observed? So April 17 is the right answer. Now guys, what is hemophilia? It is basically a disease which prevents the blood from clotting. Okay, so if clotting is not there in the blood, then what will happen? If you get even a smallest cut, then your bleeding would not stop and you might die of bleeding if you have hemophilia. So that is the meaning of this disease. What is the theme of this day? The theme is access for all, prevention of bleeds as the global standard of care. This is the theme. Let me just repeat it once and you all should repeat it with me, okay, so that you remember the theme. Access for all, prevention of bleeds as the global standard of care. This is the theme. Next question is, how much amount is expected to be spent on the Khelo India campaign in the next 5 years? So 3200 crore is the right answer. Okay, so this Khelo India scheme, what does it aim to do? It aims to basically tap the sports, I would say, talent in India and promote sports in India. Okay, and it is conducted in 3 formats. We have 3 formats of Khelo India tournaments. First is the youth Khelo India Youth Tournament, second is University Tournament, and third is Winters Khelo India Winter Games. Okay, so these are the 3 versions that we have of Khelo India. Now the recent Khelo India Youth Games, where was it organized? Where was the recent Khelo India University Games organized? And where was the Winter Games organized? Quickly tell me. Okay, so the next question is, 5 portals of the government have been matched with their respective purposes. Some of the purposes and portals have been mismatched. Identify the mismatched pair among those given as options. So here you have different options. Yuva, for identifying potential young startups across the country. Shreyas, to enable educational institutions and industry to facilitate apprenticeship. Tapas, to provide online courses in the key areas of social defense, elderly care, substance or drug abuse prevention and transgender issues. Siddhi, a repository of policy-focused initiatives executed by BEE for MSME sector. BEE is Bureau of Energy Efficiency. Pencil, to bring uniformity and transparency in power procurement by the DISCOMs and promote competition in the electricity sector. So I hope this is a relatively easy question, because among all these portals, it's the pencil portal which is wrongly matched with its purpose, because pencil aims to eliminate the child labor and it has nothing to do with DISCOMs. So option E here is the right answer. Now pencil stands for Platform for Effective Enforcement for No Child Labor, We are talking about labor here. That means Ministry of Labor and Employment is the implementing agency. 2017 is the year in which pencil portal was launched, and the purpose is to involve center, state, district, government, civil society and general public to eliminate this ill of our society, that is child labor. Okay, understood. Now one more thing, what is the current news? Why are we suddenly discussing about pencil portal and these different portals? So here guys, the news is that Union Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh, has launched Yuva portal. Okay, so for identifying the young startups across the country and providing them the support. So Yuva portal was launched, and from this news you can clearly see this question has been prepared. And if I can make this question, there are 100% chances that examiner can also make it. So prepare government portals, schemes and initiatives. Initiatives also include your campaigns that the government has launched in the last 1 year. Okay? And from where can you cover all these things? Portals ke liye we have given you a separate document. Schemes ke liye we have 3 documents given to you. Then for initiatives we have PIB 247. So cover PIB 247 for the last 1 year thoroughly. Moving ahead, recently Union Minister of State with independent charge for Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh, has launched the 1 week 1 lab campaign of the Delhi-based CSIR National Physical Laboratory. In January 2023, the Minister of Science and Tech has launched the 1 week 1 lab campaign to showcase the innovations of all the CSIR labs by dedicating 1 week to each lab. How many CSIR labs are in India as of April 2023? So here guys, 37 CSIR labs operate in India and 1 week has been given to each lab. As per a news article published in April 2023, the Indian Science Language Astrolab has been inaugurated by the Union Minister of State for Science and Tech, Dr. Jitendra Singh, in Dash. The lab aims to create awareness about astronomy among the Divyangjans. The lab will enable hearing impaired students to learn about sun, moon, stars, apart from the simple to complex concepts of space. The Indian Science Language Astrolab has dash pieces of equipment, 24/7, virtual access to stream over 90 videos and many other facilities. So basically the question is asking you, where was this astrolab established and how many equipments does this astrolab have? So what is the right answer? The right answer is option C. Karnal, Haryana is the location of this particular astrolab and 65 equipments are there in this particular lab. Next question is, Seafarer and Pulse program are the saving products for mariners and healthcare professionals of which bank? So South Indian Bank here is the right answer. Guys, experience next generation banking is the tagline of this bank, and Thrissur, Kerala is the headquarters. Okay? So do remember these facts about the banks particularly. Next question is, Ministry of Panchayati Raj has celebrated the National Panchayat Awards Week during 17th to 21st April 2023 ahead of the National Panchayat Raj Day on 24th April 2023. The week was celebrated on the theme of Panchayaton ke Sankalpon ki Siddhi ka Utsav. The awards are given in 4 categories. Which of the following categories assesses the performance of Gram Panchayats individually for localization of sustainable development goals themes? Okay, so here the right answer is option D, Deen Dayal Upadhyay Panchayat Satat Vikas Puraskar. Let me just quickly go to the news so that you remember what you have learned. So very first thing is that National Panchayati Awards Week was celebrated from 17th to 21st April. And National Panchayati Raj Day is celebrated on 24th April. The theme of the week is Panchayaton ke Sankalpon ki Siddhi ka Utsav. And this is the 14th edition of the National Panchayati Raj Day. Now guys, understand this point that we have National Panchayat Award. And many people, many panchayats have received this award. Therefore, the winners in this case become insignificant because they are many in number and it is very much impossible for all of you to remember all the awardees. So awardees, in my opinion, would not be asked in the examination. Rather, the examiner might ask you the framework of the awards. Okay, so let's discuss that. So we have 4 categories within the National Panchayati Awards. First category is Deen Dayal Upadhyay Panchayat Satat Vikas Puraskar. The purpose of this particular award is to recognize the Gram Panchayats individually for their work towards localization of SDG. What do we mean by localization of SDG? Meaning here is that the work these Gram Panchayats have done to achieve the sustainable development goals. So that work is identified and recognized in this Deen Dayal Upadhyay Panchayat Satat Vikas Puraskar. Next we have is Nanaji Deshmukh Sarvottam Panchayat Satat Vikas Puraskar, and here the aggregate performance is measured for the Gram Panchayat for all the for all the SDGs. Okay? Localization of Sustainable Development Goal, LSDG. Now here pay attention to this fact that here 9 LSDGs are assessed and here 17 SDGs are assessed. So that is the distinction between these two awards, and that is why we have 2 different categories. Then we have 2 more categories. Gram Urja Swaraj Vishesh Panchayat Puraskar, which is for green initiatives implemented by the Gram Panchayat, and we have Carbon Neutral Vishesh Panchayat Puraskar, again for the green initiatives implemented by the Gram Panchayats. Okay, so these 2 particular awards are there for the same purpose, that is to recognize the Gram Panchayats working towards environment sustainability. Now here pay attention to this fact, guys, that these awards, the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Panchayat Satat Vikas Puraskar, has 3 categories: Block Panchayat, Gram Panchayat and District Panchayat. Okay, again Nanaji has also 3 categories: Gram Panchayat, Block Panchayat and District Panchayat. So these are the different categories within these 2 award categories, and these 2 awards are individual awards. They do not have any subcategories. Here you have been given the prize money for each of the categories of Nanaji and Deen Dayal Upadhyay awards. Okay, so you can just remember the total outlay that is there for these awards. Okay, however, if you want to be on the safer side, if you have remembered these amounts, then it is well and good. But in case you want to remember more, then what you can do is that the first awardee, the first prize winner in each of these categories, how much amount is given to that person, you can remember that, and the total outlay that is spent on this particular award in each category. Okay, that is sufficient for you to remember. Although that is in itself very much, but we cannot do anything. We have seen the UPSC prelims getting very, very tough, and RBI walks on the footsteps of UPSC only. So you may never know what kind of exam would RBI create for you. Okay, moving ahead. Shri Giriraj Singh, Honorable Union Minister for Rural Development and Panchayati Raj, has launched GS Nirnay mobile application to record and upload Gram Sabha proceedings are open for the public view. The app will provide a means of verification of facts where necessary or in case of queries that may arise regarding the resolution undertaken during the Gram Sabha. What does N stand for in the full form of Nirnay? So here you can clearly see we have 2 N here. So what do these 2 N stand for? So they stand for National and Navigate. So option A is the right answer. So GS is for Gram Sabha and Nirnay is National Initiative for Rural India to navigate, innovate and resolve panchayat. The basic idea of this particular mobile application is to broadcast, or you can say provide the proceedings of the Gram Panchayat. That is the basic idea, and we have this long of a full form for this particular word, Nirnay, but we cannot do anything. We have to remember this particular full form. So what you can do is, you know that it is the National Initiative for Rural India because it is launched by the Panchayati Raj Ministry. So this much I guess would not create much of a problem for you to remember. But these words, navigate, innovate and resolve panchayat, these are the 3 keywords that you need to remember if you want to resolve any question related to the full form of Nirnay. Okay, so this is how you can remember this full form. National Initiative for Rural India, it is very obvious, no need to put extra effort to remember this. Navigate, innovate and resolve panchayat, these are the 3 keywords: navigate, innovate, resolve panchayat. I have already told you the purpose, so let's move ahead. Next thing that happened during the National Panchayati Awards week only, that thing is that e-Gram Swaraj portal and GEM portal, these 2 have been integrated. Okay, now what is the meaning of this? That on the e-Gram Swaraj portal, you might see a option of gem. Okay, and now what will happen, the panchayats can order the goods from the gem portal. Okay, so this is the basic idea of integration of these two portals, and the basic idea behind this is to bring transparency in the procurement by panchayats and also boost the production by MSMEs, because majority of the goods that are sold on the gem portal are produced by the MSMEs only. Okay, so that much is clear. Now one more thing that I want to inform you about is the e-Gram Panchayat, Gram Swaraj portal. So this e-Gram Swaraj portal basically aims to provide different kinds of digital services to the Gram Panchayat, be it related to their profiling like the elections, the elected members, and whatever is there in a particular panchayat, be it about that or be it about the finances or accounting. This Gram Swaraj portal has everything to provide to a particular Gram Panchayat. Okay, so these are the different, you can say, services that this portal provides to the panchayats. And this particular portal is very, very important, guys. I hope you have covered the e-Gram Swaraj portal. On that note, quickly tell me the launch year of this portal. Yes, it happens, Mrunal. Many of the times the full forms do not have any connection with the word that they have created. Actually, this phenomenon is called backronym. What the government does, it chooses a Hindi word which looks very pleasant and very, very appealing. For example, your Sagar. That is the initiative for the growth of the India Pacific region. Okay, so this Sagar initiative, from the word Sagar, they have created a full form. From the word Nirnay, which is a Hindi word, they have created a full form. So from a very established word, creating a full form is called the exercise of backronym. So the government likes to do it a lot. Okay, moving ahead, Union Minister for Petroleum Hardeep Singh Puri has advanced its targets to achieve 20% ethanol blending in petrol from 2030 to FY26. India has set an ambitious target to set up 5,000 commercial plants of compressed biogas by FY25 and produce dash million metric tons of CBG, which would replace other gaseous fuels being used in the country. So what is the right answer? The right answer is 15 million metric tons. So basically, we have now known that the target of 20% ethanol blending has been shifted to FY26. The other thing is that the target of ethanol blending in petrol is increasing year by year. So in FY14, when the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government was first elected into the center, the target of ethanol blending was 1.53%. But then in July 2022, it was increased to 10.17%, and now we are seeing it is 20%. Okay, so it is increasing. The next news here is that India has set an ambitious target to produce 5,000 commercial plants of compressed biogas by FY25, and these plants would be producing 15 million metric tons of compressed biogas, and this biogas will be used in the vehicles in exchange of the fuels. Okay? Moving ahead, how many tribal artisan melas will be organized under the recently launched Marketing and Logistics Development for Promotion of Tribal Products from the Northeastern Region scheme? So 68 tribal artisan melas will be created, and the basic purpose of these melas would be to give a market to the tribal products. Okay, these are the states, these are the northeastern states, and Prime Minister has introduced a new concept or a new term for these states, and that term is Ashtalakshmi. You must have heard about that term also. Okay, so this Ashtalakshmi is not only a term, rather it is a vision of the government of the day that aims to create the this region of our nation as an economic superpower region. Okay, now pay attention to these what I can say, these are the Twitter posts. Okay, so you all know that the present day government knows how to use the social media very well, and from there only I have picked taken out these pictures. So these infographics were given by the my government, and these infographics date back to September 2021. Okay. So here you have been given the progress that has been made by the government from 2014 to 2021, as well as the targets of the government for the years ahead. Okay, so you can read it on your own. I'm just going to focus on the major points here. First major point is that Northeast region has been recognized as the Ashtalakshmi, the goddess of wealth, and the vision of the government is to turn this region as the biggest contributor to the country's GDP. And if this happens, then India's growth is going to shoot up. Okay, because this region has a very huge potential, and if we are able to channelize the economic activities there, then it would be of great help. The next thing that has happened in the northeastern region is the road connectivity that the government has done. So here you can see that I will talk about this trilateral highway in a later part of this discussion, but let's first look at this. So 5 major roads between these areas will be completed by May 2023. Construction of bridges across the Bang and Lohit river systems are under construction. So this is happening at present. The next thing is railway connectivity. So 3 northeast states, Assam, Arunachal and Tripura, have been connected through the railway system. Then a railway line from Lumding to Hojai has been commissioned. Not very significant here. It's just for your information. This part is important. This fact is important. But this fact is not very important because it's a current affair of 2019. Rail connectivity projects for Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur, Sikkim, Meghalaya to be completed by March 2023. Then Vista Dome coaches were also introduced in the northeastern states in order to boost the railway connectivity and improve the services there. Then sky is not the limit, building air connectivity. So Dimapur, Imphal, Guwahati, Dimapur as well, Agartala flights have been commenced under the Udan 3.0 scheme. Recently, Udan 5.1 has been launched with a major focus on increasing the helicopter services in India. Okay, can anyone tell me here that for increasing the helicopter services in India, what does Udan 5.0 aim to do? Common government portal PDF must be in the government schemes bundle of government schemes course in your course bundle. Okay, so this picture is not clear. Just give me a second. So now it is clear, I hope. Next point here is that Holongi Airport project is to be completed by August 2022 and new flights to commence from these areas: Guwahati to Singapore, Bangkok to Kathmandu, Dhaka and Rangoon. Rupsi, which is an airport in Assam. So this is South Asia's largest airport with 1.8 kilometer runway, and it has already resumed the operations in May 2021. So you can clearly see what all the government is doing to enhance the road, railway and air connectivity in the northeastern region, and how the government is channelizing the economic, you can say, prowess of the northeastern region by enhancing the infrastructure there. Next is powering the northeastern, multiple power projects sanction. So here we have Lower Subhansari hydropower project that is already under construction. So it has been commenced. Then we have Kamang hydropower project in Arunachal Pradesh, and it was commissioned in February 2020. Revival of Rangit stage 4 project in Sikkim, and Turial hydroelectric plant of 60 megawatt has already been completed. So these are different power projects that are being run in northeastern region. Then next we have is your telecom connectivity. So mobile connectivity in Meghalaya along the national highways has already been made. So these many mobile towers have been made, and BharatNet and Wi-Fi connectivity for villages is also being ensured in the northeastern region. Okay. Next area is the waterways and ports connectivity. So RoRo service, roll-out, roll-off service between Dhubri and Hatsingmiri, and these are the other regions where the RoRo service has been introduced. In Guwahati and North Assam on the Brahmaputra River. And then we have cruise movement, which has been commenced between India and Bangladesh. Then we have Mongla and Chattogram ports of Bangladesh that have already been operationalized, and connectivity in Bangladesh has also been established. Then we have the routes between Agartala and Srimantpur in Tripura, Dauki in Meghalaya, and Surat Kandi in Assam. These have already been established. So this highlights the progress done in the waterways. Next is clean energy for the northeastern region. So Indradhanush gas grid project is there. It was approved at a cost of rupees 9,265 crores. And it aims to create 1,656 kilometer long gas pipeline grid covering all the 8 states of the northeastern region, provide clean energy and help in preserving the environment, and the other purpose is to boost the industrial growth while keeping pollution in check. Next here is healthier northeast. So health पे भी focus है. Here we have this amount being given to manage the COVID-19 pandemic. So not very important point here to focus. The next thing is that 29 projects worth 568 crores, including COVID specific projects worth 370 crores were sanctioned. Again, not that much significant. This point is significant. Why? Because AIIMS Guwahati was inaugurated in April 2023. Last month only, AIIMS Guwahati was inaugurated by Prime Minister himself. So that makes it important. Okay. Next is the focus on increasing the investments in the northeastern region. So these are the different areas: agriculture, food processing, health, biotechnology, ITs, tourism, etc., where the government aims to attract the investment in the northeastern region. Northeast Tourism Development Council was established to boost the tourism of the northeastern states, because we can only increase the economic activity in the northeastern region through agriculture, through infrastructure, through tourism. These are the major areas which can increase the economic activities in the northeastern region. Next is, here we have been given the Tokyo Olympics winners from the northeastern region. You can read it on your own. 2024 Tokyo Olympics will be held, 2024 Olympics will be held in Paris. Do remember this fact. Next fact is the Vibrant Villages program. Very recent program it is. So it was approved in the budget, and it will be launched from FY23 to FY26 with a financial outlay of 4,800 crores. And the basic idea of this particular program is to develop the infrastructure and economic activities in the border areas of across the India-China border. So we have 4 states and 1 union territory along the northern land border where this particular program will be launched. And Arunachal Pradesh has the maximum number of villages chosen under this particular program. Next here is that for the northeastern region only, what we are doing, we have the Indo-Bangladesh protocol route. You must have heard about it many times in the news. So what is it? It basically is the waterways connectivity from India to northeastern India through Bangladesh. So here you can clearly see that these are the waterways which are going from India, West Bengal, into Bangladesh, and from Bangladesh the connectivity is being provided to Assam, Meghalaya and Tripura. So this is one route through which we are increasing the connectivity between the mainland India and the northeastern region. Apart from the Chicken's Neck corridor, that is this corridor which is already there. Okay. So here, what is this? This is your Kaladan multimodal project, which has been recently guys, it was operationalized. The first ferry was sent from India to Sitwe port very recently. So it connects Kolkata, Sitwe, Paletwa. Then we have Zorinpuri border, which is there, and then we have Aswan. So these are the points which are connected through this Kaladan multimodal project, which is going through Myanmar. Okay? So one country is Bangladesh, another country is Myanmar, which we are connecting to go to the northeastern region. And here you can clearly see it is Aung San Suu Kyi, who was the you can say previous chief of Myanmar, and this person is Min Saw, who was the military general who was involved in the coup. And right now he is the chief, and she has been unfortunately given an imprisonment of 33 years. I mean, she was once a Nobel Peace Prize winner. Did you know this, guys? She's an activist and she was once a Nobel Peace Prize winner. And now she has to serve 33 years in jail. Next is the trilateral highway, which we have talked about previously also just now. So this is, guys, the trilateral highway from Manipur to Myanmar to Thailand. So suppose if this highway is constructed, so we will get a road connectivity to Bangkok from Delhi. I mean, this is very interesting if this happens. So these were the projects. I hope that much is clear. Now let's move on to the next question. Which IIT hosts the country's largest DRDO Industry Academia Center of Excellence center? So here, guys, IIT Hyderabad is the right answer. So a total of 15 center of excellences exist, and out of this IIT Hyderabad center is the largest. The DRDO chairman is Samir V. Kawat. Which of the following institution plans to review India's strong push to electric vehicles running on lithium-ion batteries, since about 75% of lithium-ion imports come from China? So guys, Niti Aayog here is responsible for reviewing the plans. RBL Bank has launched an innovative digital fixed deposit scheme available to bank customers, basically new customers. What is the tenure of this product? Since it is a term deposit, so how much is the tenure? The tenure is 15 months to 24 months. Which has become the first state to adopt a water budget? So it is Kerala. So Kerala is doing everything in its capacity to become a top state in the socio-economic sectors. Okay. One more thing, guys. I hope every bank which is there in the news, you are covering their headlines, taglines, you are covering their headquarters, and you are covering their chiefs also. This is your responsibility, do that. Next question is, who has been selected for the Malcolm Adishir Award 2023? So here, guys, Utsa Patnaik is the right answer. This particular award is given by a Chennai-based Malcolm Adishesha Trust. Okay. Next question is, with which bank has Tamil Nadu e-governance agency signed an MOU to integrate its payment aggregator with the e-governance applications of the government department? So here, guys, the right answer is Indian Bank. Okay. I hope all of you are aware of the payment aggregator, so I'm not going to explain the news here. Which part of the Indian Armed Forces organized the Prasthan exercise in the offshore development area of Maharashtra's Mumbai? So Indian Navy organized this particular exercise. The first edition of biannual Army Commanders Conclave 2023 will be conducted in hybrid format from April 21. The physical meet will take place in Delhi. The forum will discuss progress on the Agnipath scheme and digitization and automation initiatives. Which year has been designated as the year of transformation by the Indian Army? So here, guys, 2023, the year in which we are living at present, this year has been designated as the year of transformation by the Indian Army. Do remember. Which company has recognized 2023 Steel Sustainability Champion by the World Steel Association for the 6th consecutive year? So here, Tata Steel is the right answer. So it is the 6th consecutive year for which Tata Steel has won this particular award from the World Steel Association. Tell me the headquarters of World Steel Association quickly. Which among the following is not among the top 5 wealthiest cities of the Asia Pacific region as per the world's wealthiest cities report 2023 of the Henley and Partners? Usually we see that the Henley and Partners is famous for its passport index, but this time it has released a different kind of a report, that is world's wealthiest cities report. So here, which is not among the top 5 wealthiest cities? So the right answer is Ulaanbaatar, which is the capital of Mongolia. Obviously, we can clearly make the guess here if you are not aware of the news, because Hong Kong, Singapore, Tokyo, Shanghai, all of these are the economic centers of their countries. So definitely Ulaanbaatar would be the answer. Here we have 97 cities in this particular report which were assessed. Top one is New York City. Then we have Tokyo, the Bay Area, then we have London and Singapore. These are the top 5 of the world's wealthiest cities. Then Asia Pacific's wealthiest cities include Tokyo, Singapore, Hong Kong, Beijing and Shanghai. Regalia Gold Credit Card is the product of which bank? So HDFC Bank is the right answer. Who has become the first woman to receive the Wisden Cricketer of the Year Award 2023? So Harmanpreet Kaur here is the right answer. And clearly you can read this, that she is the first woman to receive this award. So what has happened recently, that Surya Kumar Yadav, again Indian cricketer, and Harmanpreet Kaur, they have won the Wisden Almanac's leading T20I cricketer of the Year award. And Harmanpreet Kaur is the first woman to get this award. Harmanpreet is one of the 5 cricketers of the year announced in the 2023 Wisden Cricketers Almanac. And these are the other cricketers who have been given the recognition by this Wisden, you can say, organization. Where is the first ever Gati Shakti cargo terminal in public-private partnership mode operationalized? So here Rewari, which is in Haryana, is the right answer. So it is the first Gati Shakti cargo terminal in the PPP model which has been established and operationalized. How much does the central government plan to borrow in the first half of FY24? 8.88 lakh crore is the right answer. So RBI and central government, both of them have consulted and they have decided that they are going to borrow 8.88 lakh crore in the first half itself, and remaining will be borrowed in the second half. The total borrowing for this year has been planned at rupees 15.43 lakh crore. Then RBI has also decided the ways and means advances limit for the first half of this year, and that is at 1,50,000 crores. Okay? Now, what are the ways and means advances? Can anyone tell me what are the ways and means advances? This is a very basic information. All of you should be aware of this tool. So guys, it is basically the loan that is given by the RBI to center and state governments for meeting their short-term liquidity requirements. Next point here is that in the second half of the FY24, the government is planning to issue the sovereign green bonds to raise money. That is also important. Where is the Metropolitan Museum of Art located? New York is the right answer. Recently, this particular museum has announced to return the monuments of India, that monuments nahi, artifacts that they have stolen or that is there in this particular museum. Okay, this activity is called cultural repatriation. Okay, because now we are getting the cultural artifacts back into our nation. Next question is, Ministry of Education has shortlisted around 9,000 schools from across the country for its flagship Pradhan Mantri School for Rising India, that is PM Shri. PM Shri scheme was announced by the Prime Minister on September 5, 2022, that is Teachers' Day. PM Shri School is a centrally sponsored scheme that aims to develop 14,500 schools across the country. The selected schools must undergo a process of assessment which is based on certain parameters. Identify the parameters from the options given below which are not among the parameters of assessment of the scheme. The scheme aims at delivering quality teaching for the cognitive development of students and creating and nurturing holistic and well-rounded individuals equipped with the key 21st century skills. So here guys, what is the right answer? You have curriculum, pedagogy and assessment, access and infrastructure, human resource leadership, inclusive practices and gender equity, management, monitoring and governance, beneficiary satisfaction. Which of these is not among the parameters on which the schools will be selected under PM Shri? So here guys, the answer is option E. None of those given as options, because all of these 6 are the parameters that have been used to select the schools. Next question is, how many parameters are used in the ease reforms index to assess the performance of the public sector banks? So here guys, option A, 5 parameters is the right answer. So here we are particularly talking about the 5.0, ease 5.0 index. Now I'm beginning with the history of ease index, and then I will move to ease 5.0 in a very quick and comprehensive manner. So EASE here stands for Enhanced Access and Service Excellence, and this particular index or agenda or initiative was launched in 2018. What is EASE? EASE basically is, guides, an agenda or a program, you can say, which the Ministry of Finance announces for the public sector banks. Okay, and for each agenda or for each edition of the EASE program, the ministry has decided certain targets. Okay, for example, the EASE 1.0 was focused on the NPA reduction. For EASE 2.0 was focused on a different thing. EASE 3.0 was focused on a different parameter. So this is how the Ministry of Finance sets different parameters for the public sector banks to achieve. And when the public sector banks have achieved them, the Ministry of Finance also gives ranking on the basis of their progress made on each of these EASE parameters. Okay? EASE additions. Now, Indian Banks Association and Boston Consulting Group, these are the two agencies in charge of preparing the EASE index. Next is that it aims to foster the new age reforms in the public sector banks to improve their profitability, asset quality, customer service, and digital capabilities. Moving ahead, the EASE 1.0 was focused on NPA reduction. EASE 2.0 was focused on strengthening the PSB's infrastructure and their customer base through responsible banking, customer responsiveness, credit takeoff, PSBs as Udyami Mitra. Udyami Mitra is a portal of SIDBI, and here this particular component of EASE 2.0 focuses on increasing the bank's MSME base, okay, so that the credit can be made available for the MSMEs in a very quick manner. Then financial inclusion and digitization and governance and human resource. So these were the parameters given to the banks to achieve. Okay, so they have to perform on these parameters, and on their performance, the banks were given rankings by the Ministry of Finance. EASE 3.0 focused on using technology to enhance the customer experience, and these are the components under EASE 3.0 on which the banks had to perform. First is dial a loan or PSB loan in 59minutes.com. So these initiatives were launched under EASE 3.0. Partnerships with fintechs and e-commerce companies, credit at click, tech-enabled agriculture lending, EASE banking outlets, etc. EASE 4.0 focuses on tech-enabled, simplified, and collaborative banking to further the agenda of customer-centric digital transformation of the public sector banks. So here we have 24/7 banking, focus on the northeastern region, bad banks creation for the NPA resolution, raising funds outside the banking sector, leveraging the fintech sector, export promotion. So in the particular EASE 4.0 agenda, the government focused on promoting the export through banks. How is that going to be done? Banks are going to work with the state governments for promoting one district, one export agenda. Okay, so in one particular district, if a farmer needs to get a loan, then the banks will facilitate that loan. So this is how the banks are going to be used in this particular one district, one export agenda or scheme. Next is EASE 5.0. Okay, from where we exactly started this entire conversation. So this EASE 5.0 agenda was launched in 2022 at the PSB Manthan event. Okay, and in this event, EASE Next program was launched. This EASE Next has two components. First is your EASE 5.0 agenda, and second component is a 3-year roadmap that each bank has to create for itself. In this EASE 5.0 agenda, there are 5 components on which the banks have to perform and improve themselves. And this 3-year roadmap, the banks will have to prepare for themselves to increase their profitability, to increase their resilience. Okay, so these are the two, you can say, pillars of this EASE Next program that was introduced in the PSP month. Next is that this I have already told you, 3-year strategic roadmap they have to prepare, and that roadmap will focus on business growth, profitability, risk reduction, customer service operations, and capability boosting. So here is the list of the 5 parameters or the components of the EASE 5.0 agenda. Digitally enabled customer offerings, big data and analytics, modern technology capabilities, collaborative and development focused banking, development and governance. So these are the 5 components of the EASE 5.0 agenda on which banks have to perform. And in this particular ranking, Union Bank of India has performed first because it has performed on 4 parameters. It has performed good in 4 parameters. So these are the 4 parameters in which Union Bank of India has performed really well. And this is the parameter where it is lacking. So you can remember it in this manner that UBI does not collaborate with anyone for its growth. That's why it is lacking in this particular collaborative and development focused banking parameter of the EASE 5.0 agenda. Okay, so this is written here only. You can read it on your own as well. One more thing, guys, that this particular EASE Reforms Index was released by the Indian Banks Association for the 3rd quarter of FY23 and not for the entire year. This is very, very important for you to know. Okay? And remember. Next question is, for the first time, the National Gallery of Modern Art, New Delhi, organized the Spring Fiesta 2023 to celebrate the 69 years of the museum. When was the museum established? So, guys, the right answer is March 29, 1954. Recently, the Ministry of Education has launched the New India Literacy Program, a centrally sponsored scheme with a financial outlay of 1,000 crore rupees for implementation during FY23 to FY27. It aims to cover 5 crore non-literates in the age group of 15 years and above. The target of foundational literacy and numeracy for FY27 for the 5-year period will be achieved by using OTLAS in collaboration with National Informatics Center, NCRT, and National Institute of Open Schooling. What does OTLAS stand for? So guys, OTLAS stands for Online Teaching, Learning and Assessment System. Now let's learn about this news in a bit of a detail. It was launched in February 2022, this New India Literacy Program. The purpose is to achieve education for all. Earlier, this education for all was not used as a term. Adult education was used. But now the adult education term has been removed and education for all is used. Now here, how will education for all be achieved? By using the online teaching, learning and assessment system. So this is basically a system software that will be used to teach. Not exactly a software, but a infrastructure, you can say, that will be used for providing the teaching, learning and assessment. In a teaching activity, we have teaching, we have learning, and we have assessment of what the learner has learned. So these are the 3 categories or 3 components of this OTLAS. I hope this helps you in remembering the full form of OTLAS better. This OTLAS has been launched in collaboration with National Informatics Center, NCRT, and National Institute of Open Schooling. Financial outlay of this particular New India Literacy Program is 1,037.9 crore. Center's share is 700 crore and the state's share is 337.9 crore for a period of 5 years. This is again important. Remember, who has won the Sagar Samman Varun Award 2023? So here, guys, Thanuvalil Koshi Joseph is the right answer. Recently, on April 5th, the first ever Merchant Navy Flag Day was observed. And in order to observe this day or celebrate this day, National Maritime Week was organized by the Indian Navy from 30th March to 5th April. Maritime Excellence Awards were given by the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. And here we have the different awards. First is Sagar Samman Varun Award, which is the highest maritime honor that is given in our nation. It has been given to Thanuvalil Koshi Joseph. Then we have Sagar Samman Award for Excellence. This is Varuna Award and this is the award for excellence. This is given for lifetime exceptional and distinguished achievements. It has been won by Indranath Bose, a maritime engineer. Sagar Samman Award for Gallantry has been given to Anil Chaudhary, and it is given to those who show gallantry in the seafaring operations. Next question is, Ministry of Railways has identified 1275 railway stations under Amrit Bharat Station Scheme. Which state has the maximum number of identified railway stations under this scheme? Maharashtra, guys, is the right answer. 126 stations have been recognized in this particular scheme from Maharashtra. Tell me the outlay of this scheme. Quickly tell me the outlay. Guys, outlay is rupees 13,000 crore approximately. Okay, because 1,300 railway stations have been chosen approximately, and 1,000 crore is given for each station. So this makes it up to 13,000 crore, and this was mentioned in an article of Financial Express. I have just read it, so I remember it. Next question is, which IIT has developed a 3-dimensional paper-based portable device to detect adulteration of milk in 30 seconds? So here, guys, IIT Madras is the right answer. Whenever you find the innovations, you would always find IIT Madras name in the option and as the answer as well. But that does not mean that you would always mark IIT Madras as your answer, because sometimes it is not the answer. Okay, although majority of the times it is, but sometimes it is not so. So इस टाइप की क्वेश्चंस के लिए यू कैन क्रिएट अ शॉर्ट नोट फॉर योर सेल्फ, IIT का नाम लिखो, and then write in front of that IIT's name the innovation that it has done or the purpose for which it was in the news. Next question that we have here is, who led the second G20 Sherpa meeting 2023? Sherpa meeting is basically, guys, a meeting of the G20 that is done to think on the policies and plans that they are going to discuss in the formal summit of G20. Okay, so who chaired this particular meeting? Amitabh Kant, who was the former CEO of Niti Aayog and the second CEO of Niti Aayog. Right now, the CEO is BVR Subramaniam, who was elected in February 25. Who was elected on February 25 this year only. Okay, so that makes this question in itself very, very important. Next question is, Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board is a statutory body in India constituted under the Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board Act of Dash. Its primary functions include regulation of refining, etc., etc. Considering the above statements, what is the target of India with regards to increasing its share of natural gas in the energy mix from dash to dash by 2030? So here, guys, option A is the right answer. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board Act came into existence in 2006. The target of the government to increase the share of natural gas in the energy mix is from 6.2% at present to 15% by 2030, and this again is a very important target. Okay, like I did here, I skipped this much of reading. Please don't do that in the examination until or unless you are sure that you have gained the essence of the question. Since I have made this question myself, I have prepared for this session before coming here, therefore I knew what is there in the question. You might not know what is there in the question in the examination hall, so don't do this. Don't skip reading of the question. Read the question thoroughly. Question number 43. National Institute of Urban Affairs organized the first urban climate film festival through the cities program under Urban 20 engagement events. Which of the following statements are correct with regards to the cities program? Quickly read the statements, then tell me the answer. All are incorrect. Yes, option D is the right answer. So let's have a look at the correct statements. Cities stands for City Investments to Innovate, Integrate and Sustain. It is a joint program of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, French Development Agency, that is AFD, European Union and NIUA. Purpose is to develop 12 smart cities in India in implementing their by helping them in implementing innovation driven sustainable urban infrastructure projects. Where is Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve located? So here guys, Kota is the right answer. How much fund has been raised by the special window for affordable and middle income housing investment fund first as of March 2023? So 15,530 crore is the right answer, and again it is important. This particular Swami fund was launched in 2019 to help the stalled real estate projects to start functioning, and at present SBI CAP is the fund manager of this particular fund. Do remember. Which field is Dhanush Loganathan related to? So here weightlifting is the right answer. Where did first edition of the India Africa Army Chiefs Conclave take place? So here Pune is the right answer. Neetu Gangas won gold in dash category at the IBA Women's World Boxing Championship held at the KD Jadhav Hall in New Delhi. So 48 kg category is the right answer, and such kind of a question has already been asked in RBI examination. So that makes it important for you to know the category in which these weightlifters and boxers are getting awards or they are winning. I mean, that is very sad. I also believe that is very sad that you have to remember the winners, the people who have been defeated by the winners, as well as the categories in which they have won the award, along with the tournament and the venue of the tournament. That makes it a lot. But guys, that is how RBI is planning to skim the cream out of the milk. So this much effort you have to put if you want to achieve your dreams. Where is the Space Systems Design Lab of the Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center located? So here Ahmedabad is the right answer. And do you know what is the exact location of this particular lab? It is Bhopal. It's not Bhopal, it's Bhopal. Okay, so do remember Bhopal in Ahmedabad. So in case if this is given in the option and if this is not given in the option, don't mark Bhopal as your answer. Okay? Central government aims to bring over dash more villages under open defecation plus of Swachh Bharat mission by 2024. So 50,000 here is the right answer. Swachh Bharat, I hope you have covered by now. Next question is, which state is implementing the mission? Arikompan. So it is Kerala. So basically this Arikompan is the name of an elephant, and this elephant has gone rogue. It has become a little bit mad, and in order to control the havoc that this particular elephant is creating, this mission was launched. So purpose can also be asked, but I believe that would not be asked in the examination. The maximum question from this news could be this only. What is the capital of Curaçao? So here guys, Willemstad is the right answer. So why is this particular place is in news? And first of all, is there a country with this name? Let's explore. The news is that Lionel Messi scored its 100th international goal in Santiago del Estero city in Argentine, and he achieved this feat against a match against Curaçao. And this Curaçao is an island country and a constituent country in the Kingdom of Netherlands. So it is basically under Netherlands, you can say dominion. Okay? Capital of this particular country or island nation is Willemstad, and currency is Netherlands Antillean Guilder, ANG. When was the first Merchant Navy Flag Day was observed? April 5th. We have discussed. India won the Tri-Nation International Football Competition 2023 by defeating who? So by defeating Kyrgyzstan. Now it is the Tri-Nation football match. So who was the third nation? It was Myanmar. Again, Myanmar is here. Okay. So in spite of the military coup that this particular country has faced, now the governments across the world, or at least across Asia, have become settled with the fact. Okay. And you can clearly see it from the launching of the Sitwe port, from the operationalization of the Sitwe port, and this particular competition in which Myanmar took place. Okay. Although I'm not saying that this was a wrong thing, because from India's perspective, this was a very right decision, because we need to secure our traveling or our connectivity to the northeastern region. So I'm just stating a fact here. Okay, opinion तो कुछ है ही नहीं इसके बारे में. Next question is, which of the following statements mentions the objectives of the project Akash T? Read out the statements quickly. Tell me the right answer. So here guys, the right answer is to empower the air defense units of the Indian Army. This project Akash Tir was launched. From Akash, you can remember the air defense, ठीक है. And तीर कहाँ से छोड़ा जाता है? तीर is basically used in the land battles, ठीक है. So from there you can remember army. So air defense units of Indian Army will be strengthened through project Akash Tir. Which country organized the Indo plus Caribbean, the creation of culture exhibition? UK is the right answer. Which country has agreed to join the Shanghai Cooperation Organization as a dialogue partner? So Saudi Arabia has recently agreed to join it, but SCO has not given its approval. So it is just within the territory of Saudi Arabia that they have decided that now we are agreeing to joining the SCO, but the procedures are still pending. Okay, so here SCO summit is going to be held in July 2023. Goa is going to be the location, and we have two members that are intending to join SCO, and the decision for which will be taken in Goa summit. So Belarus and Iran. Iran was there in the news regarding SCO joining for a long period of time, but now Belarus has also joined this race of joining the SCO. Let's see whether these two countries will get their go ahead in the meeting or not, but that is the situation, that these two have not gotten the ratification as of now. Where was the International Conference on Human Wildlife Conflict and Coexistence organized? So here UK is the right answer. Proba 3 is a technological demonstration mission by the European Space Agency. It consists of two small satellites, Coronagraphy spacecraft and the Occulter spacecraft. By which year will the mission enter the Earth's orbit? So it will enter the Earth's orbit in 2024. NASA researchers have launched a new computer model named DASH to integrate AI with satellite data to forecast geomagnetic disturbances and provide a warning for impending solar storms. What is the right answer? Dagger is the right answer. So we have a full form: deep learning geomagnetic perturbation model. Okay, so this is the full form of Dagger, and it aims to integrate AI with the satellite data that we get, and this is how it is going to predict the solar storms. Which state has the highest number of ponds and reservoirs as per the first census of water bodies of India? It is West Bengal. I hope all of you are aware of the voluminous data that this particular census has given to us, and it is not possible for me as well as for you to discuss the data here because we have many questions ahead of us to cover, first of all, and second thing is that it requires a lot of detail and discussion to cover this census. So what you can do is, obviously in PIB and in Spotlight you have gotten this data, and in case you want to watch the video regarding the census data, you can watch the PIB 247 video. Okay, so there is a particular video which you can see to grasp the data. Although I would say that there is nothing much for discussion, it is just the facts given in this particular census. Okay, but please cover the census of water bodies because it is the first edition of the census, and you might expect or you might get questions out of it in your phase 1 and phase 2 as well. So please cover the census of water bodies. Next question is, recently the Union Agriculture Minister has launched Sathi portal and mobile application. I must say Sathi, Sarathi, Saksham, these are the three pet keywords of the government of India because every ministry here and there launches these portals. But again, you have no option. You have to remember the Sathis which have been launched by different ministries along with their purposes. So it is a centralized online system for seed traceability, authentication and seed inventory to deal with the challenges of seed production, quality, seed identification, and seed certification. How many verticals of the seed chain will be integrated in the Sathi portal and the mobile application? So 7 different, you can say, verticals or dimensions of the seed value chain will be added into the Sathi portal. ISRO has placed 2 foreign satellites, Telos and Lumelight, in the orbit on PSLV 55 rocket. Which countries had signed an agreement with ISRO for launching these 2 satellites? It is, guys, Singapore. In which state is Asia's longest underwater hydrocarbon pipeline established? So here Assam is the right answer. So in Assam, it has been laid beneath Brahmaputra river, and it has been laid by Indradhanush Gas Grid Limited Company. It connects Majuli Island with Jorhat in Assam. Majuli, guys, let me tell you, is the world's largest river island, inland river island, and a very beautiful and scenic place to go. If you get a chance in your life to go and visit this island, please do that. This is very, very beautiful. Okay, the CEO of this particular company is Ajit Kumar. Next question is Ministry of Rural Development launched Samagra Awas Convergence under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin campaign in April 2023. In this campaign, additional 45 lakh houses will be sanctioned over and above 2.5 crore already sanctioned. It will be ensured along with the saturation of benefits provided in convergence with schemes providing electricity, LPG, water connection and toilets in all Pradhan Mantri Gramin houses. When will the campaign end? So guys, this campaign is going to end in August 2023. Which ministry has launched the campaign called Social Mobilization of Eligible Rural Women in SHG Network? So here, guys, Ministry of Rural Development is the right answer. From which company is India procuring Nagastra 1 drones, fully indigenous loitering munitions, which can strike enemy targets with precision? These loitering munitions can carry out surveillance of up to 15-kilometer range and strike targets with their warheads. So here, guys, Economic Explosives Limited is the right answer. Which university is training Indian Army personnel in Chinese language so that they can go to China and do the spying activities so that we can protect our borders? Okay, so Tejpur University in Assam is the right answer. Directorate General of Civil Aviation has signed an MOU with the European Union Aviation Safety Agency for cooperation in aviation safety. The agreement was signed on the first day of the EU-India Aviation Summit. Where did the summit take place? So here, guys, Delhi is the right answer. Where has Beijing-based Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank announced to set up its first overseas office? Abu Dhabi in UAE. Which state has launched the One Panchayat One Playground project for reviving the sports culture in the state by opening quality playgrounds in every panchayat? Again, Kerala. So here, guys, I'm going to give you time to read out the statement, the paragraph, the question carefully, and then we will move on to the options and try to grasp what this question is saying. Guys, read the statements, read this paragraph carefully, read the question carefully, and then we will discuss the answer. Okay, Isdil. Okay, so I hope you have read the question carefully. So this question is basically giving you a picture of Zimbabwe's economic situation. It is telling you how the currency volatility has turned into hyperinflation in Zimbabwe, and I hope you have read the paragraph carefully. Now let's move on to the statements. So you have to identify the correct inference from the paragraph. So you must have read the paragraph carefully. Now let's have a look at the statements. First statement is saying incessant printing of currency notes leads to economic risk, which can cost an economy an arm and a leg. The biggest mistake of Zimbabwe, which led to its economic failure, was to declare all foreign currencies as illegal tenders. Shifting to a commodity-backed currency would not be able to solve the risks of currency volatility for Zimbabwe. The commodity Zimbabwe is planning to use to hedge its currency volatility risk is gold. So what is the right answer here, guys? The right answer is option B. Only first statement and fourth statement are correct. Okay. So now why is the second statement not correct? The reason is that it was not the biggest mistake of Zimbabwe. The biggest mistake was the printing of note so that they can reduce their inflation. Okay. So that was the biggest mistake, and not declaring all the foreign currencies as illegal tenders, because when Zimbabwe took this step in order to reduce the hyperinflation that it was facing. Now, what is commodity-backed currency? So, commodity-backed currency would be your currency, okay, which will be backed alongside a value of a particular commodity. For example, gold. So, when the price of gold will change, the value of the currency will change. Okay, so the value of the currency will depend on gold. That is the meaning of commodity-backed currency. In this particular case, okay, commodity-backed currency can use any commodity, but gold is termed as a stable, you can say, commodity to hedge your currency against. So that is why they are using gold now in order to reduce the situation of hyperinflation and increase the value of their own currency. I hope this is clear to all of you guys. Yes, you can get such question. Okay, and since it is a current affairs question, that's why the gold was not mentioned in the question itself. It was on you. You have to identify which currency was, which commodity was chosen by Zimbabwe. Okay. Thank you, Ishika. Let's move ahead to the next question. What is the score of India in the World Bank's Logistics Performance Index 2023? So 3.4 is India's score. 139 countries are in total which were assessed. Singapore has scored the best. India's rank is 38th out of 139 countries. So India is performing fairly good. India's score is 3.4. And here, guys, the range of the score is between 0 to 5. So 0 is the lowest, 5 is the highest, and we are progressing towards a very good position. Parameters are custom, infrastructure, international shipments, logistics, competence and equality, timeliness, and tracking and tracing. So these are the parameters which were used by the Logistics Performance Index 2023 to assess these 139 countries. Now here we have India's. Okay, just wait for a second. I hope the values are clear. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so let's have a look at the values of India. India's rank is 38th. The score is 3.4, and we have different scores in each of these parameters. And again, you have to remember the scores and the rankings that have been given, the grouped rank and the score for each particular parameter. For example, in the logistics, competence and equality, India's rank is 38th and the score is 3.5 because it is about India. So it is your responsibility to cover the scores and the ranking thoroughly. Moving ahead, which country's government's pension fund global has bought 1.73% stake in Bajaj Electricals increasing the total holding up to 3.03%. So here Norway is the right answer. Which small finance bank has received a license from RBI to act as authorized dealer category 1 under section 10 of Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 to deal in foreign exchange? So AU Small Finance Bank has got this approval and Equitas has got this approval. So option D is the right answer. Which state has become the first state to create a DNA database of unidentified bodies? So here Himachal Pradesh is the right answer. Which bank has partnered with Fasal to provide quick, easy and collateral-free loans to farmers at very competitive rates? State Bank of India is the right answer. Who has been appointed as the chairman of Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank? It is Shrikant M. Bhandiwala. Which state has won the National Award for Best Implementation of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana? It is Karnataka. How many islands are connected by India's first water metro in Kerala's Kochi? So 10 islands are to be connected by the first water metro. So first water metro basically uses ferries, okay, because it is going to run on the water, on the river, and it is going to connect the islands. Okay, so it's not the actual metro that we have in our cities, it is the ferries that are going to be used, although the ticketing infrastructure and other kind of infrastructure would be similar to the metro infrastructure. So guys, this is the first water metro. First metro underwater is in Kolkata, and we are developing the first bullet train on the sea, and that is a part of Mumbai, Maharashtra to Gujarat bullet train project. Okay, although that is not picking up the pace, but still that is the thing that is happening in India. So I hope these are the 3 metro related news that you have understood. Where was the redress or readdress return of treasures exhibition organized? So New Delhi is the right answer. Which organization has launched learning science via standards, an educational program for students? Again, standards is here, so who can it be? It is Bureau of Indian Standards. With which country has India collaborated to organize Geoffrey Bawa? It is essential to be there exhibition at the National Gallery of Modern Art in New Delhi. Since this particular gallery is in news for 2 reasons, high chances the question can be framed on this particular museum. Okay. Now coming back to this news, it is Sri Lanka. Okay, so Sri Lanka and India have collaboratively organized this particular exhibition. And who is this Geoffrey Bawa? He is a Sri Lankan architect. Which ministry is planning to launch the one-step portal to provide information about foreigners who want to avail treatment in India? Who can it be other than Ministry of Health and Family Welfare? How many custom, excise and service tax appellate tribunals are operational in India? So 9 are operational in India. Now what is the news related to these tribunals? First is that the tribunal has celebrated its 40th anniversary in 2023. Article 323B of the Indian Constitution and Section 129 of the Customs Act of 1962 established the Customs, Excise and Service Tax Appellate Tribunal. Establishment date is October 11, 1982. Principal bench, that is headquarter of principal bench in the cases of courts and tribunals, it is the principal bench and not the headquarter. So it is Delhi, and we have total 8 regional benches, and when we sum up these 2, we have a total of 9 tribunals operating in India. So these 8 regional benches are in Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Ahmedabad, Allahabad, Chandigarh and Hyderabad. Total strength of a particular bench is president plus 16 judicial members plus 16 technical members, and these informations, guys, are important, can be asked. Which university has launched Her Start platform? So Gujarat University launched this platform in 2022 to provide guidance and support to women entrepreneurs. And recently in 2023 April, Union Minister Jitendra Singh has launched the same initiative, okay, with the name of Her Start. Okay. Which edition of the International SME Convention 2023 was organized by the Ministry of MSME, External Affairs, India SME Forum in New Delhi. So third edition of this particular convention was organized. Which state will be covered in the fourth phase of Sagar Parikrama? Karnataka. Now we have the fifth phase of this Parikrama being launched. So it is covering Maharashtra to Goa. Okay. Which edition of the Al Mohed Al Hindi 2023 exercise was organized in Mumbai? So here guys, second edition of this was organized in Mumbai. Quickly tell me, with which country does India organize this particular exercise? Very good. Saudi Arabia. Good. Which of the following is the world's first 3D printed rocket? So Tehran one is the right answer. Relative Space is the organization which has developed this particular 3D printed rocket. Recently, we have read about the 3D printed post office in Bangalore and the first 3D printed house in IIT Madras. When was the National Health Authority constituted? So in 2019 it was constituted, and at present it has been given the responsibility of implementing the Ayushman Bharat Jan Arogya program and your National Digital Health Mission. Okay, these two programs are being implemented by this particular authority, and R.S. Sharma is the current CEO of this authority. Which of the following is India's only permanent Arctic research station? Himadri, which is located in Norway. Okay, and which stations do we have in Antarctica? So we have three stations. We have Dakshin Gangotri, okay? We have Maitri, and I'm forgetting the name of the third one. With Dakshin Gangotri, Maitri, can anyone of you remind me the name of the third one? Bharati. Okay, I remember. So these are the three research stations of India in Antarctica. Okay. Now, India Arctic policy was also launched by India. So do remember this thing. How much is the financial outlay of 100 food streets for each district? So basically, recently a program was launched by the Ministry of Health as well as by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs to establish one street as food street in 100 districts. Okay, so one street per district. So for one district, we have 1 crore rupee as the financial outlay. How much is the total health expenditure of India as per the National Health Accounts estimate for India in 2019 to 2020? It is, guys, 3.27%. So there are two types of expenditure. In the total health expenditure, we have two types of expenditure. First is your government expenditure and second is your out-of-pocket expenditure. You need to understand this thing, guys, that for every nation which wants to grow, health should be provided for free or at nominal charges. Okay, but what happens in the case of India? The government is spending 1.35% of its GDP on the healthcare infrastructure. Okay, so this spending on the healthcare sector is not enough for the nation. Okay, we need to increase it, because at present what is happening that the people have to go to the private sector to avail the healthcare services which are qualitative in nature, and this is increasing the out-of-pocket expenditure. So what is out-of-pocket expenditure? This is the expenditure that the household, the consumers like you and me, we have to spend on the healthcare services that we avail from the private sector. So this is the extra expenditure, and the government expenditure is 1.35% of the GDP, which is to be increased to 2.5% according to the National Health Policy of 2017. Okay? So I hope this much is clear to all of you. Out of pocket expenditure is a very, I would say, very serious problem in the case of India, because we have a lot of poor people, we can say the majority of our population, even if we are not talking about the majority, even if we are talking about the minimal amount of people who are in the BPL or who are very poor, out of pocket expenditure means that if anybody gets ill in their family, their whole plans of education or everything will get ruined. Okay, because then availing of the health services would be very very expensive for them. So we need to reduce this out of pocket expenditure so that the people, if they are getting ill, they get the qualitative services in the government hospitals also for free or for nominal charges. Okay, at present we have very humongous charges in nation for availing the healthcare services, especially if it is in the case of chronic diseases or complex diseases. Okay, moving on to the next question. Who is the chairperson of National Commission for Protection of Child Rights at present? So it is Priyank Kalungu. River Queuing is a tributary of which river? So it is the tributary of Ganga. Why is it in the news and why is such a static question has been asked from you? The reason is National Mission for Clean Ganga has launched certain projects of 600 crore rupees, of over 600 crore rupees. Okay, and from those projects, one project was on the river queuing. Okay, that is why this question has been made. So from there you need to track the static GK part and you need to prepare the static GK also. What is the target of India and Russia with regards to their bilateral investments by 2025? 50 billion, and bilateral trade to be increased to $30 billion. Which state has launched the Mehngai Rahat camps? Rajasthan. Khongjo Day, Manipur. Where was the Millets Fair cum exhibition organized? So here Rajasthan is the right answer. And now we have completed the session. I hope you all have enjoyed it. And if you have any doubt, anything to discuss, I'm here, you can discuss it with me. Thank you so much guys for watching this session. Have a good day and prepare hard for your examination, because now a very few days are left. Only 30 days you can expect that are left, because the last 8 days are not for preparation, they are for revision. So जितना prepare कर सकते हो यही 30 days है, इनमें prepare कर लो अच्छे से. And again adopt an integrative approach. Phase 1 phase 2 को साथ लेकर ही prepare किया होगा. I hope आपने. In case you haven't done that, so please try to do that and also focus on phase 1 more, क्योंकि 30 days ही बचे हैं अब आपके पास, तो आपको phase 1 पे ज़्यादा focus करना चाहिए at this from this point of time onwards. Okay, practice as much as you can. Mocks लगाओ, जितने quant reasoning English के questions attempt कर सकते हो उतने ज़्यादा करो. Current affairs को focus करो and also PIB और RBI 247 के current affairs भी साथ साथ पढ़ते रहो. ठीक है, so have a good day. Bye bye.